Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Budgetmonk here, and I'm going to be starting a series with the game Europa Universalis 4, and this is going to be my first series of gaming footage on the channel, and this is basically a pilot episode, and I'm really interested to hear your thoughts and your comments and your suggestions on the concept. So this concept I came up with myself, and I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting than just a general let's play or playing as a whatever nation I enjoy or working on a specific achievement. I have noticed from other people's footage that a lot of people will play a nation like Sweden, for instance, and try to do an achievement run, and once they get up to about episode 40, or episode 50, a lot of the interest tapers off, which is understandable. I've been putting a lot of thought into a concept, something that I could do which is a little bit different, and what I have come up with is a series which I'm going to be calling Nations Rising. And each season, if you will, is going to have a different nation as its focus, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and clarify what the concept is going to be. I'm going to be playing as specific nations. For instance, Theodoro is a nation that I'm interested in and certainly qualifies. I'm going to be playing as smaller, weaker underdog nations. Let's say Granada is probably another obvious example. And the goal of this series is going to be to actually execute a strategy which is realistically achievable and emulated for those of you who wish to actually play the nation yourself. So that's my desire, my goal. There are countless nations that qualify, like the Knights is another example. And yeah, again, I won't be necessarily trying to actually achieve an achievement myself, but it is more so that I can execute a strategy which is realistic and can, within a few tries, will be actually achievable for you guys to simulate and do yourself in order to work towards your own achievement. So again, this is basically a pilot episode. That is the concept in a nutshell, and I'd be really interested to hear your guys' thoughts, your comments and your suggestions. Like, you could suggest on what nations you would like to see, for instance. Just keep in mind that this is pre-recorded, and I am going to go ahead and start the first season with Byzantium. Now I will go into a little bit further detail why I'm selecting Byzantium and why I think they qualify, but firstly I'd just like to say that the thing that kind of inspired me to do this was I am a streamer, by the way, and I will have a link below to my stream. Very often when I'm streaming a game, like let's take Byzantium for instance, if I am a huge Byzantium empire and ooh la la, very impressive, very often when people come into the stream and they join the channel, instead of being impressed that I am a huge Byzantium empire and I'm destroying the Mamelukes, for instance, a lot of them are more intrigued by how I actually got myself into that situation, how I actually defeated the Ottomans, for instance, in the first place. That is what I find myself talking about a lot throughout my stream, reiterating that and repeating myself, and that is kind of what has inspired this series, Nations Rising, where I want to play as weaker, underpowered nations and actually implement strategies that you guys can hopefully execute yourself. So I'm just going to take the time to go into a little bit of detail about the settings, etc., that I will be playing on. And I'll just start by saying that I am playing on the beta patch, the newest beta patch, which I believe is 1.13. I hope I didn't mess that up. And in the future, you could expect me to be playing on beta patches or the most updated patch. The only reason I wouldn't choose the beta patch is if it was riddled with bugs or something of the like. So, with that being said, I will be playing on hard mode. Everything else will be set to the default settings, and if you are not aware, I will be playing on Iron Man mode on hard mode. If you're not aware, you can change the difficulty and then select Iron Man mode, and it does affect the game. For instance, I could change to easy and play on Iron Man mode. Well, apparently it's normal by default, but you can be playing on hard. I play strictly on hard and with Iron Man mode activated. As you can see, it can be changed and it will be on hard difficulty throughout the game. So with all that being said, like I said, I am going to be playing as Byzantium as the first nation. And the reason I think that Byzantium does qualify for this is because with the recent changes in the game, nations, let's take Hungary for instance. Hungary has a naval force limit of I think about 11 or 12, which in the past, having only one coastal province of Liquor, they would not have a naval force limit like that. Now I like this change, and I think it's a little bit more realistic, because, you know, they do have a coastline where they could produce, and they are quite large, relatively wealthy nations, so that makes sense. But the most significant change is that they actually start with a moderate navy that is well over half of their force limit. Now when we compare that with the Ottomans have a devastatingly large naval force limit, and they actually start with a vastly superior navy to Byzantium. Not only do they start with a vastly superior navy, but they produce a navy as to be expected because of their economy being superior and their number of coastal provinces being superior. But Byzantium is in a funny position where I actually think they're significantly more difficult to play than when I have previously played them and gotten the achievement myself in back in the Art of War times and well, etc. So I think Constantinople is actually very difficult at the moment, and that will be the first nation that I'm playing. I think they're not as difficult as many other nations, so it's a good place to start. And yeah, that's basically the pilot episode coming to a close. So I am excited about this, guys. I hope you guys appreciate and enjoy the idea, the concept. Make sure to comment and let me know your ideas, your suggestions. If there is any nation in particular you would like to see me play, like Tabastan. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time.